Dr. Owusu Ochoa. It's Dr. O for the 804. As the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia, I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O_ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. We are back. We're going to cover today Manchester boys basketball with head coach Josh Carlson and staff, with assistant coach Thomas Allen and Rashan Alexander. How you guys doing?
Doing great, man.
Doing great.
Well,
thank y'all for coming, man. Listen, I'm sorry for the delay because the season been over with for a little while, but I always say it's never late. So we're going to talk about you guys' season and what we expect going future and whatever else we want to talk about today.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah, so give me a little bit of background on yourselves, man. I ain't going to do Shane and Shop where I'm going to kind of go down and stuff like that. I ain't got that type of research. We ain't balling like that.
Right.
What I'm saying? But for those who don't know you, Coach, give us a little bit of background.
Well, I just finished my 10th year as the head coach at Manchester, my 23rd year overall, but in all 23 years I've been at Manchester High School. I started as a JV coach and then did that for, I'd say, 8 seasons, and then spent the couple of seasons with another head coach as the assistant. And then when he stepped down, it kind of just opened the doors for me to jump on board, and started in 2016. And just been a good ride since. I mean, early on it was a couple of rough patches and learning process, if you will. But I love this stuff. Now that we've got something going and we've been, I think, successful the last couple of seasons, it's been really a fun ride and great guys around me to help me. Every time I go onto the basketball court, I love the kids that we're with and the staff that I have. I mean, it's been a cool, positive experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you bring with you today?
So this is one of my assistants, Rashan Alexander. He actually played for me when he was JV, when he was a freshman, way back when. I don't actually want to say what he is.
You look young. You look like he just finished playing.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then, so he was a guy that was with me as a player. And then, funny enough, my very first year when I took over, he just reached out to me, and I guess he had come back into the area and was looking into getting into coaching. And I didn't really have a staff with me at the time. And this guy, I mean, he's been my right-hand man from the very beginning. He was my JV coach for a couple of seasons, and I'm sure he can speak on that.
Okay.
And then the last couple of years, he wanted to actually jump and be with us on the varsity level. And so that's, again, Rashan Alexander. And then Thomas Allen, who is a Manchester grad. Back in the day when there was the head coach at the time who hired me, a guy by the name of Chip McCool, had Thomas as a manager when he was in high school.
Okay.
And then when another one of the coaches, Chad Long, took over after him, he was still in that kind of managing, but also then he was looking to get into coaching role. He went away to college. And again, I'm sure he could also speak on that too, but he came back from Liberty. He was looking for a job, and Chad Long hired him. And then when he stepped down and I took over, it was like, well, let's keep this thing going. And so this kid has been with me for, 20 plus years at this point. And so, yeah, got a lot of guys that have been at Manchester for quite some time.
I like that. I like the fact that when the young men come back and give to the community where he's played at.
Yes.
It's always a beautiful thing because nobody can talk about the school or the program the way you guys can because you've been there, you played, you walked through the halls, all of those things. So, it's important. We're going to start with Ray, man. Coach Ray, give us a background, man. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, I go by Coach Ray. My name is Rashan Alexander. Graduated 2012 from Manchester High School. And, like Coach said, when he first got the job, I was there when we were doing shirt and ties back in the day. It's just been an adventure, and it's been a blessing ever since. I tell him that every year. Like he said, he's on year 10, and I just tell him I appreciate him, every day. And was JV coach for the 7 or 8 years, and then I wanted to step it up, come help him take the stress and, the stress levels off of him and get on the boys, underneath and all that. So, it's been fun.
Thomas, give us a little bit of background, man.
I'm Thomas Tyler. Yeah. I graduated 2009 at Manchester as well. And I went to Manchester 8 years. 8 years, because I was delayed development learning. So I started with the special ed program, and Chick McCool would told me walk in the hallway, asked me to be a manager. I didn't know what it is. So he called my dad, been on his work. And my dad said, absolutely. It came in the first game, I fell in love with sport immediately. And fast forward, when it took me 8 years to get to standing diploma.
Okay.
So I went to Liberty University for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And my beginning my freshman year of college, I I'm talking to my dad on the phone, trying to figure out what I want to do in my future. And my dad said, son, I see you make a difference in the sport. I see you coach one day. So at that time, I thought about coaching football. I was morale manager for football as well in Manchester. So I was thinking about football. After I graduated from college, and I met with Coach Tom Hall, which is Prince George head coach right now. He's the coach of Manchester. So I met up at 7:30 in the morning meeting. And he said, Coach, I see you better up with basketball. So I'm born with cerebral palsy, which is delayed developing and learning skill, motor skill. And I believe my disability make an impact for other people. Because as a coach, it takes me twice as long to realize the player to be appreciated.
Absolutely. I like that. Man, that is dope. You never know, man, because again, we in the media, we coming in, we got to be critique, everything like that. So I like hearing the backstories of how the assistant coaches came about. So that's a great story with Tom Hall and everything like that. And he's won a championship over it. He was there for a long time, wasn't he? Yeah, 25 years.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, so, so now he's at Prince George, which is, I think was closer to him. So, yeah, that's a dope story. Ray, I got to ask you a question, man. You want to take over the head job one day? That's your...
Man, the closer I get to like age-wise, like when Coach Carlson started out, I just get the dreams and the aspirations of doing that. So I think he knows that. I attended his birthday party recently, and over drinks, I just reiterated it. But I'm humble where I'm at, and I'm just thankful, to be where I'm at. So I just take it one day at a time, and I'm just, I'm happy. So.
Yeah, you during your era, 2012, 2009, 12. That was a pretty good era back then, man. You had, I want to say, I know Sean Armstrong and the Monica in 2010. Yeah. So you coming in 2012 with Henrico, John Marsh had the great teams then. Yeah. So, so yeah, you played in you played one of the last good eras. Right. And then you played in the era where it was still AA, AAA. Right. So during your time when y'all was in school. Yeah.
And I do feel that way. I played AAU with Sean and, Frank Mason and Jordan Burgess, my boy. And so, yeah, that era I feel like was a little bit of old school and still the new school.
Yeah, I'm still a new school. Yeah, 2012, 2013. You had the great Henrico teams. You had Bird. Petersburg Petersburg was killing it. But that was a good time, man.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
For sure.
Man, so let's go and reflect on Manchester boys basketball 2025-2026. Let's talk about it.
Great season, great group of kids.
Yes, championship.
Yeah, it was one of those things that, and this isn't. I hope it doesn't come off as sound like a knock. Like I did not expect to. I knew we had a great group of kids, and I knew what their work ethic was like. But man, we shot for the stars last year, and it was great. I knew we were good enough to compete. I knew we were going to vie for something like a regional. But man, these kids just kept working to get better and kept. We lost the first game of the season, and so sometimes those things can go one way or another. And man, those guys just locked in. And then we just started winning more games and more games and more games. And then just, as the season progressed, we kept thinking, I think we got something here. And, sure enough, they regional championship, state semifinals. I want to say that's actually the furthest that Manchester's ever gotten. And so, I'm proud of those boys. We had a great senior class. We had a lot of supporting cast of kids around it. Every practice was super competitive, but great. It was high competitiveness, but also positive attitude and actually fighting for each other. And the team attitude was apparent every single day that we were together. It was great.
Man, that comeback win against Landstown was just wow. What was the conversation y'all had in the locker room? I know we go. I know I'm going here, but I'm gonna come back down there. But that was my last time I saw you guys play.
So those guys were able to buy into the idea that the game was never over. We felt like that they were hitting shots and we weren't hitting shots. And as long as we kept staying the course, I think we're going to be able to turn the corner at some point. So I was able to just say, hey, let's cut this sucker in half. Let's keep playing. Let's try to win this quarter or whatever. And we had played a game early in the year against Henrico. And it was a
tough team.
Yeah, very tough team. It was the championship game of the Henrico Holiday Hoops. And they came out and punched us in the mouth. And so we were down 13, I think, at one point early on in the game. And I think that game helped us just prepare for something like a Landstown later on, where in that game we just started just chipping away. And then once we were able to tie the game up or even take the lead, it was just we're fine. We'll just, and I felt like that with Landstown, that we might have been down 13 or 14 at halftime, but it was just just stay the course. We're fine. Shots are going to fall. They're not going to be able to do what they did in the first half, and just keep grinding what we've been doing. And I'll go back on we had senior leadership, and those guys, it was me saying something to them, but then they all repeated it over and over again about how, hey, let's keep doing this thing and let's stay together. And so they were many coaches in the locker room, many coaches on the bench, and they helped us every part of the way as well.
Well, any one of y'all can answer this question. Talk about some of those seniors. Let's give some of those seniors a shout out. Give us some names of people and give us, some of the moments I have.
Yeah, well, one of the guys that ended up being, he was a second team All-State and first team All-Region was Tyler Gibson. He's a kid that was in our program for 4 years, but he was with me on varsity from his sophomore year on. That kid is he's our Jalen Brunson. He was one hell of a shooter, but he just was a bulldog. And actually at the very end of that Landstown, where we had to go on a little bit of a fury just to get back in the thing, it was him. He led the way. He could attack the rim and finish at the rim, and he never cracked. He just had that mentality about him that he was tough, and he was a gamer. He was a winner. And so Tyler Gibson was clutch for us. We had another guy, Kamari Crawford, who was our center. I'll say that with air quotes, just because he was an undersized center.
Right.
We weren't really a big team.
Right.
We were just a super athletic team but he had to, in some games, Landstown had a monster, and Westfield had a monster. And so the role and the what I was asking him to do, he was going to play a guy that was bigger, but he rose to the challenge. He just had a great year. He also was he was our MVP, another one of those first team all-region players, and so he was clutch for us. I had other pieces. I'm just going to keep talking on the seniors, but Jeremiah Moody was a defensive specialist for us. Man, he was just he would guard sometimes the best player, and he would annoy the living hell out of those guys.
Gotta have one of those.
And he was great. And then we had another senior, Zach Ferguson. He had an injury before the start of the season, and it tripped him up in terms of him being not at 100%, but he never wavered in terms of this, and he never wavered in terms of commitment to all the guys. And so, it just was a crew that bought into each other. And then we had one more guy that I don't want to forget him, was our professor, this guy Desmond Bolton. He wasn't the most vocal kid, but everything he did was right. He was just the hustle guy, the fundamental guy, just a class act and everything about him. And so they just were a special group, and they helped us be successful for sure. So,
Ray, go ahead. You go next, Thomas.
Just a couple of the guys, they witnessed, some of their fellow class of like seniors, and if they were a sophomore, other seniors, just because we've been successful and we've been getting to that level that we'll get there and then we'll fall a little short. So just backing up what we said about Tyler, I saw on his phone on the screensaver was the loss of last year when we lost to Highland Springs.
Yeah.
So like when I saw that, I was like, I just knew, you know what I'm saying, he had a chip on his shoulder and he was just going to give it his all every day, which he did. So I think those guys were like every game we would want to talk after a game, and we were just like, where do we go from here? Like it was tough, but we came through. But yeah, those guys were very respectful too.
Okay.
So like they were more on that respectful level. So like they responded to it. So,
easy to coach.
Yeah.
big time.
So,
Big time.
Yeah, those guys spend screaming hold each other accountable. It's not a lot of teams out there hold each other accountable. Because those teams we have a special role, each player, and kept extreme respect with AJ, and they always ask questions all the time. And not routine ask questions. The more you ask questions, more successful it's gonna be.
Yes. I like that. And that's very rare that you have kids at this age group, especially this day and time. And I know as adults, man, we get to the point where we always gotta give these kids a hard time. But when you get kids that ask those questions, that means that they want to learn, they want to just, try to figure out and listen. And that makes it, as a coach, man, I know that for guys, it's like, yes, it makes it fun going to practice. It makes it, to time doing practice, it makes it great. And like you said, you come in, it's like, what's my game plan? What I want to do today? It's like, all right. And then, but when you get a group of kids that just don't want to listen, you're like, man, what is the season over with? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's good, man. Shout out to those kids, man, or those young men, I should say, not kids, those young men that really, really wanted to, be something and show people that the future that's coming behind them, that the program of Manchester is going up. And that's going to be my next question to you guys is, what do we expect, going forward? We got to get back to talk to the season, but what do you expect going forward? Because you won the Central Region this year.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now eyes are going to be on you. I know.
Well, I would like to think that we've created a culture. We've created this thing now of what our expectations are. And the guys that are now the rising seniors, they know what expectations are. They've bought into things that we've asked. And the way that they talk and the way they carry themselves, now they believe it's their turn. And I think I got a crop of guys that are super, super talented. We'll probably be undersized again, but I'll be damned if we don't have a bunch of athletes that just want to get after it and a bunch of guys that can shoot the ball and things like that. And so, we've got to get into their heads from the very beginning. It's like, last year was last year. Kudos to everything, but let's reset, recalibrate, and let's do what we need to do to do it again. There'll be a bit of a learning curve, and I think there'll be some bumps in the road, but the crop of kids that we have, let's go. Let's reload and just do it all over again. And I think we'll be competitive enough to do that. And,
I like that.
So here's the hoping.
I like that. Ray, what do you think that you guys gained by playing? You guys lost to defending state champions, or ultimately being the state champions in Westfield. What do you say? What did you think that you guys learned from playing a team like that? And what do you think that what helped you guys going forward, I should say?
Just the chippiness of as we say, the 757, the beach teams, the water teams. They just got a little extra chip on their shoulder, like when we played any city team.
Yeah.
Or tough West End team. But they just gave us that chip to know that we were capable to fight on the next level, which was the state playoffs. So we just knew we could battle with anybody, honestly, just because of their heart. Our guys' hearts were just so big, so they just kept on going.
Good. Thomas, how did it make the community feel, the Lancer community, of winning that regional?
I'm sorry.
How was it? How did you? Like I said, how did y'all like? Oh, damn! I lost my train of thought. How did you like? How did the Lancer community respond when you guys won the regional championship?
It is unbelievable. It's that night was magical.
Yes.
Because the girl won the regional before our game, and we never hosted the tournament
right.
at Manchester. It's go history, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and it's magical. I don't know how to put it in words. Because people rushing in the court, unbelievable. It's like watching March Madness in high school.
Yeah, it was. It was. I got the the reels that show you guys were so excited, man. I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I know 14 points is not a lot, but it was just the way that the games were going. That particular, I was like, and I can go in and say it on air. I know we talked about it. I was like, man, I'm going home, man. It was just like, I don't know. And it was just like, I'm going home. I'm just like, because I did. People know how I felt on the 757. I'm very, very hard on them because they, on paper, have won a lot of state championships, and we've had a lot of great teams that come out of this area, and for whatever reason we fall short. Yeah. And they got the bragging rights majority of the time, and you got to hear that. You know, even from it's not even from the great players. It's always from the fan base. It's not even 757. I hate the fan base. You know, the fan base just gets on my nerves. 757, I always respect them, but it was good to see you guys have the girls and the boys win the regional championship on your home floor, man. For the Manchester Lancer community, it had to be big.
Oh, it was great. Yeah,
it had to be big.
Great.
So that's good, man. Look, talk about some of the players and the teams that y'all played against this year. You had the Huguenots, George Whiff improved. Richmond High School of the Arts.
Right.
Parentheses Whiff. You know it as Whiff. You know it's Whiff. Yeah. You know it as Whiff. Yeah. But anyway, Huguenot. You got Jesse Pellarosa came back. Yeah. It was good. We talked about off air, talked about Ty Bowler and Merritte at Monacan. Your district, for the most part, was very competitive. LC Bird, as always.
Yep.
You know, we got to talk about that. Okay. Yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about LC Bird.
I mean, what we've always said is that the Dominion District is like the ACC in basketball.
It is.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given night, and it's just all from top to bottom. There are good basketball teams. Yes. There's no loafers going into anything. You know, like even when you're talking about Richmond High School for the Arts, that yes, they're going to be on the up and up. I mean, Pellarosa's got them. Yeah. They weren't as deep as some of the other teams we play, but man, they're super competitive. Yeah. You go to a Huguenot, and every one of those kids gets after it and gets up the floor, and so you got to be able to be as athletic as them. And you know, you got to. And Midlow was really good last year.
Midlow, yeah.
James River. I mean, funny enough, we didn't actually play them in the regular season. Just the snow messed everything up. But they're huge. So it's like everybody who plays anybody on any given night. Good luck. You got to bring your A game, just because it's super competitive.
What do you guys? And now we got another Hall of Famer back in, but Bo Jones just recently got the job at Huguenot. What do you guys think about that? I know he was coaching girls when you were playing. Right. I want to say, so what do you guys think about with Bo coming back?
He's one of the good guys. I mean, he's a super all around, just a nice guy, but also since he's been around basketball forever, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to lead him into the right direction. And so I think that players will flock around him. He's going to create a good vibe, a good culture, and he'll make them viable for sure. And it won't take long. Just like I said, he knows what he's doing. He's a good guy, and so now it's another coach I got to worry about. That kind of thing. But
no, I love it. I love it. And Ray, like I said, I'm gonna go back to you because it was super competitive when you played. I mean, you talking about the whole region back then. I forgot to even talk about when Jay Allen and Henrico, he was one of the dog, But how do you feel with the competitive balance now in the Dominion District when you getting a coach like Bo Jones and Jesse and, like you said, James River, never a slouch. He always well coached and Midlow, and we already know what the dog Troy Mance is going to always bring something in. But what do you guys feel?
Yeah, just backing up what Coach said about the ACC. I mean, it was like that back in the day. Like Clover Hill would be a rival, Cosby would be big, 7-footer, 7-footer Matt, and then Huguenot had my boy BJ Lefty. So I mean, it's getting back to the old days for sure. So it's real competitive and. I don't know. Yeah,
back in my day, we got Bird, Tommy Ray, and we got Tommy Evans from West. And they a lot of future International Basketball Hall of Fame. And I love basketball when they're growing. They keep growing. I want them to never stop growing.
Yeah, and I'm with that too. I feel as though like what I tell a lot of the coaches is that our job, I feel like in the media now, we try to keep the interest, the fan interest, because we want people coming to the games. I know nowadays you got the online, everybody can watch online and stuff like that, but it's just something about coming to the games. It's just the atmosphere is just different.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, you guys hosted, double duty games this year, man. And it was
great.
It was awesome, and I like to see that. Back, I know when I was in school, you always had the JV first, then you had the girls, then you had, the varsity and stuff like that. So you guys get to host 2 games like that. That was just huge.
Yes,
Shout out to the program, man. And then I also just want to indicate too. I saw the football team. They were there, supporting you guys, man. Coach Harold and staff. How would y'all say the sports community as a whole is at Manchester?
I mean, so I think that, obviously success can breed things like having more fans in the stands and whatnot. But what we've been seeing over the last couple of years, exactly what you had said. So our games in both the regional playoffs and the quarterfinal game, I mean, there was a student section like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was super great. And like you said, we saw a bunch of the football players there. But, if it's football season, all of our boys all seem to go to those games together. Baseball just recently had a successful run. A couple of the baseball players will talk about how all of my boys were at the game. And so what's really cool is they all have that respect for each other and they're all going to the games together. But what has over the last couple of years for sure, I mean, again, we've been pretty good the last couple of years. The girls have been pretty good. It definitely has helped, the attendance and all that stuff. Like our crowds there was a big time advantage for us in the playoffs. That's for sure.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys all the questions. It's just something simple. Y'all getting a new addition to the district. What's the new school called? River Edge?
It's it's not going to be Deep Creek.
I don't know. It's something like that. But
Deep Creek, I think.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know where it is. How do y'all feel about, having the addition of a new school? Because I don't know, I think the last school that was into the district was Cosby, right?
Yeah.
Then we had Clover Hill redid the school or built a new school. But then you're losing LC Bird, from what I'm hearing. I'm not sure if that's true. I think they're going to the Central District or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? All 3 of y'all can answer that question.
I mean, I'll just say it real quick. I think what'll happen is kind of like a Cosby effect when they first opened up. The group of guys will end up going over there, and for at least early on, it might saturate a little bit in terms of the talent level. But I mean, fast forward about 5-6 years, and every one of us will still be, just because of the growth of population, the talent will still be there. And so, it's just going to be another competitive high school being added, and so it's just let's make the ACC even tougher, or adding yet another school. So
I guess it's gonna be another rezoning. I guess.
Or that too. That's for sure. But,
I haven't heard much about it other than the the Deep Creek last talking. So I know we'll be ready whenever a team is up against us, you know. So we'll be ready.
To me, I haven't heard much about it either, but to me, it's just another way to competition. I really don't care who we play, because I believe we're going to play anybody any given day. So, what it is, what it is.
I like that. I like that. So, so what do we expect from you guys going forward, man? I mean, now you won the Central Region. Mm-hmm. There's a target on y'all back.
I know.
The target is on your back now. So,
well, the expectations, I think, are from within. I mean, the guys that are with us now, they've got a taste of what we had last year, and the stuff that they're saying are all the right words in terms of like what they want to. We want to go even further. We want to get the Siegel Center. We want to get run at the states and all that good stuff. So, yeah, what comes along with success, of course, is what you're saying, is that target gets that much bigger, but. These kids, we've created a winning culture, and the expectations are, there's, I think what we've established, the kids have all bought into that, and then the younger ones that are coming through, they know now what the expectations are, and so, yes, we'll have, I think almost every night you'll get whoever you're playing's best effort, but that comes with it, and I think we know that, and so I think these kids. Every practice has got to be a preparation for a game, and so if we establish that from day one, then. Okay, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Coach Ray.
So I mean, this is our second regional championship, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right there. Yeah. No.
And,
no, own that. No, correct me.
For sure. And then just our expectations and our hopes from what we saw coming up, like JV wise, and them scrimmaging us, over the summer or break or winter break. Like our hopes and expectations were for the run we had last year, is supposed to be this year.
Right.
So the bar this year it's already set high, but that's where the guys already expect to be, or that's where they're shooting for, Mm-hmm. So like, it was pretty awesome to get there smoothly last year, like off just straight heart. And then this year is going to be, who wants to be coached and listen and all those breakdowns. But yeah, it's going to be fun. This season.
This past year, we had been building our foundation, and I believe that this coming year we're gonna do not have to do much to build the foundation. Now, hopefully, that our guys understand the concept to set the standard up and keep moving forward and stay humble every day. And hold each other accountable. And our goal to win the state one day. And we believe we'll get there.
And I want to kind of piggyback off of what these guys are saying.
Okay.
Because it goes along with what you were initially, like, one of the things that I've found out over the last couple of years as a coach with my boys is we have these crop of kids that now have had success.
Yes.
And the ones that come behind them, a lot of times automatically think, well, now it's my turn.
Right.
And that's just not how that works. And so these guys are great of like, all right, here's where our head needs to be out. But then now I got to make sure that, all too often I have to, we're not there yet. Like if you want to get at this thing and that's what the expectations are, then we got to get to work. And so they do a great job. And my other coaches that we've had have done a great job of kind of like, we know what the expectations are and there's no slouches. And if we're going to try, like he's saying, if we want the state to be our ultimate goal, they hold them accountable, and then it's like just make sure that these kids coming in, it's like, all right, yeah, it could be your turn, but this is what we got to do in order to get there. So.
It's like building one brick at a time. You can't climb yourself up the ladder. You can't reach the roof. You got to worry about one step at a time, from the bottom to the up. Mm-hmm. And our mission, what we got to do today. Worry about tomorrow when you get there.
It's easier. I want to piggyback with you guys said, because it's one of those situations where the success is there, but it's like, man, yes, we did that. And it's like, all right, and it seemed like it should be easier coming back. And I remember when, I'll go back to the Trinity days, because that's what I can go back to recent. And I remember talking to Mondo, and I remember what he said, man, when we won the state championship, all I could think about the next year was it was going to be my team. Coming back as a junior, my team. I'm going to lead the team. And you're going to take everybody's best shots because of how that team performed that year. And, you know, and now you come back. And one thing he told me, he didn't realize how difficult it was to lead the team instead of being the guy that's just following the lead of the seniors.
Yep.
And now you're the upper class and the people are looking at you.
Yeah.
And now you got these teams that are seeing the success you had and they're coming to take their best shots at you. Like, okay, now, and off the bat, I mean, they was like, you know, so I would say, man, to these young men, you know, enjoy the championship, you know, the regional championship and playing in the States, and you lost to the eventual champion. I would say, man, enjoy it. But like you said, when you come back in, it's a brand new time. And I would just try to build on that because, again, I think you guys can make another run, you know, considering, you know, just saying, hey, what could we improve on here? You know, what can we do differently that we didn't do here? You know, we got here, and it's like now we got to the States. It's like once you get a taste of that, man, you want to go back.
Oh yeah,
you want to go back, man. So, you know that's. Whew, I hope you guys get back there, man. That'll be good. We need that. Man.
We're going to prepare accordingly. That's for sure. I mean, that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah, look. Hey. Landstown and broke up. Now the Beatles that broke up. So the road will be a little bit easier.
Well, that's
okay. Now, hold on. I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown. I'm gonna give Manchester. I'm gonna help you guys out. Where's that camera? I said, number 2. I'm gonna help you out here. Okay, you know, go ahead and charge it to the game. You know, to holler at your boy D-Lo Brown. Okay, you know, listen. Landstown broke up. Head coach gone. Son gone too. Okay. Westfield. Coach gone. Some of the players gone. You see what I'm saying? So look, got your coaches here. Hey man, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Work hard. Continue to work. Conditioning. Work on your game. Work on your weaknesses. Hey man, bring that regional game. Bring that regional championship. Bring that state back home. Come here and next thing you know, we be at the Siegel Center at the table, man, looking at you guys, man, just like the girls did 4 years in a row, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, so come on, man, Chester, we need that, man.
All right.
You know, it's been a while, man. I'm trying to say, when last time the boys had won a championship in Chesterfield? Was the last?
The football.
Well, basketball.
Basketball. States.
Let me see. LC Bird won in 17.
So it's probably, I would say LC Bird is
I
on.
remember
Monacan in 16.
I wear that close the year before I want to take it.
So you like, man, has it been almost 10 years since the boys basketball team?
Won it a couple like in 2016, or 2015.
2015, Yo, you telling me the last time Chesterfield School we won is almost 10 years?
It's almost that way. Yeah, it feels that. Okay. I'd like to change that if we could.
Okay, all right. Well, listen.
We'll see.
Hey, we gonna do that. All right. So, hey, man, that road has got a little bit. Hey, that yellow brick road. I can see it.
Say it out.
I can see it.
There's a lot of good teams out there.
Well, we never know who might emerge.
I know.
But again, you know, because I mean, LC Bird is in 6. So, you know, Coach Troy, man, shout out to Coach Troy and his staff. You know, James River. You think they ain't gonna do something. Next thing you know, they come out of nowhere, and this, you know, But I'm just saying.
I know.
And I like even having those thoughts for us. You know what I'm saying, so that we can see the open path or whatnot. But I feel like that's where we polish. You know, we polish the road, or we polish our steps before we step next.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying, to make sure that each thing is critical. So like, I know ever since I've been there, he's brought his motto from back home, New York, which is defense.
Okay.
So each year, that's what we harp on, and defense win championships. So
It's true.
That's why I feel like we've been smooth.
Like every game before the game start, I always make sure I fire up a lot of locker room before the game starts. It's like, make sure they, hey guys, let's hear up to the coach. Let's hear up. And to me, we have to play the game until the clock is 0.
That's right.
And look what happened to San Antonio Spurs. They win out of war coach life.
You gonna make me put my book down.
And New York put a lot of defense. Defense win a championship.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I'm gonna cross my legs on that one. Thomas, I'm gonna pick it back on it. We were hitting here with a native New York State, New York City.
Well, it's New York State, upstate.
Okay,
New York,
but still the same. Congratulations, New Yorker.
That's right.
The New Yorkers, man. Hey, man, it's been a long time. 53 years. I'm pretty sure your family back home, man. It's just everybody's enjoying that.
Well, of course.
Cool.
Me personally, I'm a Laker man. 42 years. We got a long way to go, but I hate anything New York. I just do. I do. I don't. I nothing personal.
Well,
it's just. I think it's more so the people who try to come here.
Okay.
And they always could tell us how great things are in New York, at least when I was coming up.
That's the damn Yankee mentality.
Yeah, it really is. But I'm like, no, that you and the Mason-Dixon. You know what I'm saying? Like we know things are a lot slower here.
Okay.
We get it, And it's like, if it's so daggone great, then go back home.
I get you. You should. I'd like you to talk to my wife because I said that a couple of times to her, but
I mean, that's just how I see it, No, I mean, shout out to the New Yorkers, man. Y'all got it, but it hasn't really been as bad of late. But I just always like to throw that. And then the other thing about the New Yorkers is, like, you can live here. Like, I didn't even know you was from New York until you said that, right? Okay. I know y'all can attest to this. You can live in Virginia for 30 years, and then you have these accents like you were straight out of New York. Yeah. Like, stop it.
Right.
Like, I went to California. I was in Victorville, California for 3 months. June, July, August, came back 1st September. Guess what? My friends was joking on me, cracking on me, talking about how, like, it was like, man, you talk proper and stuff. And I didn't even realize it. And that was like, and they laughed at me, like, at least for the first week or so in the school. It was like, man, what did you say? And I was just using terminologies because my cousins are originally from Virginia. They was in Hampton. Okay. And my uncle was at Langley Air Force Base, and he got shipped to Victorville. So, and that's how they end up out there. But it was just crazy, man. It was just like, and you talk about 108-degree weather every day, but it was dry heat.
Yeah.
It wasn't humidity. So, I spent my whole 8th grade summer there, and it was just like, and I was like, if I came back with an accent in 3 months, you guys been gone for 30 years. How in the world you still sound like you from New York? They be trying, like, stop it. Like, you New Yorkers, just stop it, okay? This is not from him. This is from me. Just like,
for the record, it was more Buffalo. It was not. That's a different mentality.
Man, let me tell you something. What part you from?
Buffalo, South Buffalo.
Hey, man. So I guess this cold weather we had here was nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Oh yeah,
not even close.
Shorts when
not even close.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you telling me when we had that 6 degrees?
It
Shorts.
Yeah, you learn.
We was out of school, right?
Good.
Y'all have been going to school.
Oh God,
right?
yeah. They'd be plowing through.
Yeah, you different.
To go to school.
Yeah, you different.
That's how we do it.
Man, it was freezing here.
Okay, just put more stuff on.
So you like the Buffalo guys that like have off the shirts? Shirts walk right?
Oh, big time. Yeah, those guys are crazy. Yeah. No, I don't do any of that stuff. Whatever you're like, if you've seen like in the Bills games and that's not me. Those guys are nuts. They're
so he come to practice in shorts.
Oh yeah, when it's winter. I mean, yeah.
So
it was wintertime shorts all the time. He's comfy.
Anyway.
Yeah,
hey, I've been here a while. I've acclimated.
Right. This is nothing, right? It's probably like 60 degrees, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I tell you, I can't. Anything below 40, man, I'm you know, I think as I got, when I was younger, I always wanted to like wear coats. I was like, man, I can't wait till it's cold, put on clothes. Man, I'm old now, man. I'm like, I gotta stick to the wall.
I make fun of people like that nowadays. I make fun of if it's 60 degrees and people are putting on jackets. It's like, what are you doing?
60 degrees, I got on. If it's 60 degrees, I got on shorts and a hoodie.
All right.
I gotta have that balance.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. At least you have the shorts on.
Yeah, I got the shorts on. Okay, you know, but then if we get down to 50, it depends because you know we got the humidity here in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know, you a Bills fan?
Oh, big time, big time. Yeah, I know. They talk about humility. You learn, but I still can't. I can't help it. Can't help it. It's next year. That's our motto. Next year.
I'm gonna leave that
greatest quarterback in the game. You know, why not be thinking that?
Hey man, you got one.
I know.
You got one. I you know.
Anyway, here's a new stadium. Eternal. I mean, next year's
eternal things.
We'll be good. Yeah, we'll be good.
Buffalo. It's all good.
Keep saying that.
It's all good. No, man. I love it. I like having this dialogue, man. This is good. So, you know, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. It's on subject, but it's off subject. What do y'all think about the new high school transfer portal?
I mean,
you know, now if you guys don't feel uncomfortable, I mean, you could give me the PC answer because I understand you guys are still, you know.
I think it needs to be worded out because there's too many selfish players out there they're trying to find shortcut in life, and I believe no shortcut in life. And I think that's the problem is, if you try to find a shortcut in life, you won't be successful.
I like that. I like that. I can go off of that. What you got, Ray?
It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I feel like everybody's starting to understand that.
Yeah.
So people who aren't or weren't selfish, I feel like they're getting a little more selfish, so they're more focused on themselves.
Yep.
So like the NILs and you know, wear my T-shirt in high school and I'll give you some money. I don't know, but I feel like that's just the thing. Like they're just following what everybody else is doing, like transferring to private schools and everything. So.
And what's happening on that on the next level, college level, is at some point going to start filtering down. But I mean, what helps me sleep at night and what helps me try to survive is like, you know, early on in my coaching career, like I took it personal when a kid wanted to transfer or something like that. Right. It's like all the stuff but now it's, in order for you to actually understand and sort of survive in this thing is like, you treat these kids like they're your child. And, you know, if my son came to me and said, Dad, I really believe that this is what I want to do and this is the path that I want to take, I, as a father, would support that. And so if you want to, it'll drive you nuts if you think otherwise, you know, when those kids do those things. And so it's going to become more pervasive. And, you know, you just sort of have to deal with it. And all the schools around, like all the other coaches I'm buddies with, I mean, we all have the same complaints and it's the same situation that we deal with. And it's now it's just the nature of the beast, you know?
Yeah, it's like now at the end of the season, it's like you got to worry about who's not coming back.
I know.
You know, and everything. Like the game, I thought I would never really see it to where it is today. You know, versus the time when I was in school and you guys was in school. You know, and I thought, like I said, and I keep hearing because now I think about that 2009, 2010, 12 era, man. It was just a great era for basketball, sports in general. And it's like, wow. And to see it from there, to where it is now, where you may get one transfer. Now it's like, you.
That's like AAU.
Yeah, it's like AAU now. It's like coaches, you call coaches and the coach is like, hey, coach, you know, we're trying to, you know, like now, I'm a part of the committee on the girl. I cover most of the girl side, mostly. So, you know, we do the Mid-Atlantic showcase for the girls. I know you guys have been to Highland Springs showcase for the boys. Yep. And when you talk to coaches now, it's like, hold on, coach, I got to wait till see what rosters I got, you know, coming back. You know, it's crazy because it's like you already knew what you had coming back. And now it's like, you got to make sure you have a team.
The first day of school, that's one of the first things you do. Because I want to know ahead of time. That's one thing I tell my guys, that if that's what they're going to do, then just be open and honest with me about it. But ever so often there are situations where you got to go in the first day of school. You got to make sure you're.
I'm so blessed to go to
right. Yes. But.
It's the time we in.
It's exactly what it is. You said it.
Yeah. So no, man, this is good. No, I didn't want to put you guys in the hot seat too much. I didn't want to do that because you guys are still, coaching and everything like that. And I just want to say shout out to the Manchester community, because every time I come to a football game or basketball, from the AD to the principals to the coaches, man, they always treat me well. Never any issues. Football coaches, basketball coaches, they always show love. I don't interact with a lot of the players, most per se, just because the players come and go. So I try to stick with the program, because the program will always be there. The coaches will always be there, and everything. And it's not that I don't like the players. It's just like some you maybe gravitate to. But like I said, for the most part, Manchester's always been good to me. So I just want to say kudos. And I just want to say continue to build on what you guys have, man. And I'm glad that I, called you and I wanted to see, because I had the football team on. I had the girls basketball coach on. It's like, hey, man, gotta get when the AD walked up to me one time, he was like, man, he said, I think it would be good, man, if you get the boys on. This was like during the season. Yeah. And I was like, I said, you know what? That's all right. And a lot of times I don't do podcasts during the season just because there's so much going on.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm thank you for taking my call, man.
I appreciate you reaching out. That was great.
Yeah, y'all got any shout outs or anybody who y'all want to shout out? Coaches, players, wives, girlfriends.
I got to do that.
Parents.
I definitely want to do. I mean, I want to say this from what has helped my success are all these guys, and it's not just Coach Ray and Coach Allen that's here. Kent Banks was our JV coach his second season. He's only lost one game in 2 years with it. Wow. I mean, that he jumped on. He piggybacked off of this guy, what he established, and then has just really done a great job in terms of riding the success. But I got other pieces that are super important. Jeff Wharton is one of my assistant coaches, has been with me for several years. Eric Latour has been with me for several years. Like, they help our practices. Like, when we get after it, they are coaches in like, I give them a lot of responsibility, leeway to just get all over the kids and coach them up, and so they're instrumental in helping me. Bob Fankhauser is a guy that's been helping us for years, and then I got players that come back all the time that are like coaches.
I love that.
Joel Moody was there, and Noah Richardson Keys have come back. Like, all of these guys that have, it's this Lancer for life mentality that we talk about, but it's so true, and our success has been all a part of that. And I hope we can keep it going as long as that culture's still there. I think I'll remain where I am. Yeah, I think so.
I think you got something, man. I mean, that's big, man, to do it, something for the first time. I mean, not second championship, but I think it was the first. He says your second regional championship, but it was the first time y'all did it at school.
Yeah, first time we did it
in school, right, man. It's just that feeling, man. I can only imagine.
It's the first regional
first.
James River.
We played James River.
Played James River. Yeah. Coach Ray.
Yeah, shout out to my wife very first foremost, coach.
Thanks.
Shout out to the wife. Shout out to L for L, Lancer for life. Shout out to Coach Carlson, Coach of the Year, about 3, 4, 5 years. Shout out to Coach Allen. He keeps me motivated, keep me going. And just everybody out in the world, stay blessed, stay loved, show love, and peace.
And I try to live by the example, because a lot of people with disability don't feel like what they don't feel. Some days I don't feel 100%. I keep pushing myself, keep pushing other players, and try to do better than me. And wow, what is that for? What the Walker doing? They apply that later in life. I cannot do it. He can do it. Mm-hmm. So that mentality, and all the coaches, the pieces, just the right bond, just the right family for life.
Yes, I like that. Well, you guys, man, I wish you much success, man. Again, you Coach of the Year.
Appreciate that.
Region championship, all of those things, man. And Coach Ray, Coach Thomas, man, whatever your future endeavors is with the programs, man, just keep it going, man. Because one thing we need is more young coaches, more inspirational coaches, impact coaches in the community, especially the ones that went to the school that you guys walked through and you could come back. It's just something for me to just do something when a player, former player or student, whoever it is, to come back to the program. And it's like, it's just something that you could say. It's just something, if I'm a coach over here and I didn't graduate from here, I'm not saying that they don't have the same impact, but it's a different feeling when you coaching where you played at, and it's a sense of pride.
Amen.
To that, man. So, no, I want you guys to keep building on that, and much, much success, man.
Here's the hoping.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming in, man. And for those, man, anybody else, man, that just, want to reach out to these guys, like I said, you could DM me directly or contact Coach Carlson, Manchester. Anybody, if you want to just reach out, just let me know. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, I always get these calls. So from another great episode again, we out. Appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. Go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, Stockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.